Hi there, welcome to Cocktail Mode, the podcast where me, Andy, and my very good friend Dave take a retro game and then somewhere towards the end of the episode we try and pair it with a cocktail. Today we are looking at International Superstar Soccer. Edit team in here. Yeah. One in a penalty shootout. 1-1-0. 1-2-0.
That could take a while.
Yeah. This is how they must do commentary for these early games, right? They must do like almost every score imaginable.
Yeah.
I mean, there was probably a point where it was like they're just England 1, England 2, England 3, and then later on. Jesus. Yeah, nuts.
It differs as well if you're at the beginning of the sentence or the end of the sentence. So it's England 1, Portugal 2. Or Portugal 1, England 2. It's just like upward and downwards inflections depending on whether or not you're saying it first or second.
It's like reading the polls, wasn't it? Literally, a bloke would be paid to read out the results of every football game that had happened from the top league down to the lowest professional league.
Yeah, Final Score, it was called.
Final Score, which is a show that still existed, but I don't think they did that.
No.
But there was a guy who was very famous for it, and you could tell the result by his inflection of the team name. You couldn't tell the score, but you could tell the result. Yeah, Nottingham Forest 3. Tottenham 4. Which would never happen, obviously, because... Oh, sorry, Dave. I just realised what I did there.
Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Looking forward to the World Cup now. Ignore the season. The season's gone. We'll worry about that next year. The name of that guy who read the football results every Saturday, like you said, about 5:30, he would read every single football result. So you're talking like well over 150 games.
Yeah,
he would read the results for, and his name was Len Martin, he did it from 1958 till 1995. Whew. So he's the one you're thinking of, and he's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Doff my cap to you, Len.
Yeah. And then another guy did it for like the next 16 years, and then someone else has done it for the next 14 years. So there's only been 3 people who have done it. It's the classified results.
That's it. The classified results. And you can fill in your pools coupon.
Yeah, the pools is a weird thing if you want to try and describe that as well.
I don't really know.
I sort of vaguely remember it. Basically, you would it was like almost like a pre-lottery way of gambling, but in a very safe, like your nan would do it kind of way.
Yeah.
So you'd get a list of every match that was going to be on a Saturday, and you would try and guess whether they would be score draws or no score draws. You basically ticked a box to say this match will be a draw. You didn't pick whether they won or not. You got no points if it was a win, either way. You only got points for draws.
That's the most English thing ever.
Yeah, exactly. I could be remembering it completely wrong, but I'm sure you got more points for draws than wins. It's so amazing. Random. And the other thing you had on the same page was the spot the ball competition. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, yeah.
It'd just be some random picture from a weird angle, and you had to kind of guess where you thought the ball might be.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody ever won these things. I've heard of people having wins on the pools.
Yes.
But never the spot the ball competition.
Yeah.
Be a piece of piss these days, wouldn't it? You just Google the image.
Yeah.
So, there it is.
The internet has ruined everything. Last time we did a football game was for the FA Cup final.
Yes, and that was Championship Manager.
Yes, of course it was. And then previous to that,
we did Football Champ just sort of randomly because we wanted to.
And I think in both of those episodes, and probably elsewhere, we would have mentioned International Superstar Soccer.
I don't think you can't, especially Football Champ.
Yes, no, absolutely. Early Football Champ and early International Superstar Soccer. Very, there's a lot of crossover there.
Any football game of a similar age, there's going to be a lot of crossover. The players in the teams, the technology at the time.
Yeah.
The look of the games is very samey. There's very few games that do anything really different. Sensible Soccer probably being the main one.
Yeah. I think with International Superstar Soccer and Football Champ, I just think there's more of a link because of that thing. Within Football Champ, you chose your star player, and in the International Superstar Soccer, the early games, most teams had a star player or one or two players that were head and shoulders in terms of their rudimentary stats above everybody else. So it did feel quite close. It was obviously International Superstar Soccer, if you haven't played it, looks a bit like Football Champ, but it plays slower and it offers kind of a more realistic approach to football, as we call it, soccer, as it probably should be called.
More by definition of it being on the SNES as well. You've got the option to change formations, substitute players on and off. You know, you play in a cup or a league. So there's a lot more to it than Football Champ, just by virtue of that being an arcade game.
Yes.
You're never going to put that kind of stuff in an arcade game.
No, and I guess as it never got sort of a one-to-one arcade port, they couldn't even add it, could they? Because there's things like UN Squadron randomly, as a random sort of point to make. But UN Squadron was an arcade game, but when it came to the SNES, it's got almost RPG levels of sort of shopping and upgrades and stuff like that. And so when you get a home port, you can add it to an arcade game. But with Football Champ never having one, missed out.
Yeah, it's such a shame that. I would have loved Football Champ on a home console.
Yeah. No, it would have been cool, wouldn't it? And it would be a really good, I think, for the Mega Drive, because I don't think the SNES probably could have run it quick enough, because SNES always seem to struggle with high-speed stuff. I think the Mega Drive, it could have been pretty lovely on.
Maybe.
So here's the thing. International Superstar Soccer is not a game, it's a series, right?
Yes. Well,
I mean, it is a game.
Yes and no. It is a game, obviously.
I think there's 3 different games in the series that are just called International Superstar Soccer as well.
Yeah. And they are different games. They're not the same game.
Absolutely. Just to keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
But the first game, International Superstar Soccer, was on the SNES exclusively.
Yeah, I think so. I couldn't find any other versions of it.
Yeah, came out in 1994 in Japan, obviously, and about 6 months later in Europe, and a little bit later than that in America.
Yeah, June 95, Europe and North America.
And it's a very, I mean, by modern standards, it's quite simplistic.
It's rough to look at.
It plays like on an isometric pitch rather than on a top-down or 3D or almost like the camera view that you expect from a more modern versions of this game, more modern version any times. It's down quite close to play. You can't really see much of the pitch as you play, even on the wide view, which I think is in the first version. I know it comes in later for sure, but I think there is a slightly wider view you can choose on the first one.
Oh, okay. I assumed that was always a limitation of the hardware situation, where we could have it zoomed out, but it'll run at 9 frames a second.
Yeah. No, I think there is a wider view available.
Okay.
But not. It doesn't make a massive difference. I'm saying I think because I went back and tried to play it. This is a game that I played in, I imagine, 1996. If it came out in 95, I would imagine, or 94, sorry, but 95 in the UK. I would imagine I played it in 96 after somebody got a SNES for Christmas and I played it around their house. I remember going to Kev Church's house and playing this game with other people. I loved this game. I played it endlessly. I played it 2-player, played it single player, played the brilliant challenge mode that you have in it where you start at 3-0 down as Belgium and have to win in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah. I'd forgotten about those.
Yeah, they were great.
There's the training stuff as well, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I'd forgotten about all of that.
As you're probably gathering, I tried to play it earlier this week and it's borderline impossible. It's so hard. It's so difficult. Something we talk about a lot is that older games, if they're new to you, then they're new and it doesn't matter. I don't think you could have failed. If you played any sort of football game between today and 1995, you can't have helped but pick up a little bit of the quality of life things that have come since games like International Superstar Soccer. And it's just so hard to play and enjoy. It really is.
It's a very, very rough, uncut gem. You saying that the original game, International Superstar Soccer, is bastard hard.
Yeah.
I managed to win the World Cup.
Wow.
With England.
Wow.
I beat Brazil in the final 5-1.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
It just sort of clicked, and I found that the games I was struggling in wasn't because I didn't know what to do. It's because the players weren't in the positions that I was expecting them to be.
Ah, gotcha.
Which I figured out it's just a formation thing. When the formations don't match up between you and your opponent, your players and their players will just be distances apart. Like, there's no man-to-man marking at all. So you'll be floating crosses into areas when there'll just be no one.
No, I couldn't play it. I couldn't play the original. I thought Deluxe was going to be better, and it is better, but it wasn't much better.
Not a lot, no.
No,
I had Deluxe, because you had the original, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I bought Deluxe and I didn't recognize it playing it this week.
No?
It wasn't the game that I remember at all. Like, I remember it being a tiny little bit of an improvement over the original with a couple of little extra bits on the top.
Yeah.
But when I sat there playing it yesterday, I think it was, I just thought, this is shit. It's just nowhere. It's almost worse than the first one.
Really?
Yeah, I really couldn't go back to it. I was really, really disappointed.
That's crazy.
I came into this quite excited, thinking this is going to be great. I've got to go back and play those really old versions, and then I'll play a couple of the more recent ones and then a couple of really new ones. And the ones that I remember, the ones that I played back in the SNES days, I hated. It took a long time. Really had to force myself to play it to get better at it, and then I started to enjoy it. And even once I was better at it, I still wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah.
Although I've got a lot of love for it, I can't recommend this as a game to play.
So I think if you look at the list of games, and there are dozens of these, it goes on: International Superstar Soccer 64. And 98, and then 2000, and then another International Superstar Soccer, which was on the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2. There's just loads of them. And it's like, it became International Superstar Soccer, and then there was International Superstar Soccer Pro Evolution, which was like a bit of a spin-off. Fucking hell, these names are so confusing. I'm trying to read them as I talk, and it's so the International Superstar Soccer series is the Jikyo JIKKYO series in Japan, with various other words afterwards: World Soccer Perfect 11, Fighting 11, J-League Perfect Striker, World Soccer World Cup France 98, all this sort of thing. That goes from 95 to 2003, ending with International Superstar Soccer 3 on the PS2 and the GameCube. And then in 96, the Pro Evo series starts, where it is basically the International Superstar Soccer Pro series, which starts with Goalstorm. The second game is called ISS Pro. There are 5 of these. They go Goalstorm, ISS Pro, ISS Pro 98, ISS Pro Evolution, and ISS Pro Evolution 2. In 5 short years, they go from Goalstorm, which really isn't very good at all, to ISS Pro Evolution 2, which I still say is the greatest football game ever made. And even though this episode is called International Superstar Soccer, ISS Pro Evolution 2 is the game that I am going to be talking about whenever I talk in any depth about any of these games.
I mean, that covers chapters 1 and 2 of this game series.
Yes.
It carries on after that as Pro Evolution Soccer for the next 25 years. Oh, no, sorry. The next 20 years. Then it changes to eFootball.
Yep.
Is the current iteration of it all.
Yeah. I think they do have Pro Evolution Soccer in the subtitle somewhere, I think, of eFootball.
I think it's PES.
That's
in there somewhere.
eFootball PES, that's what they call it, yeah.
That's it.
Which is Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah.
For the uninitiated. I haven't played a game since, I think, the last PlayStation 2 one.
Yeah, okay.
I can't tell you what number that was. I think maybe like 6. Is it Pro Evo 6 or something like that?
I think they go up to 6 and then they start using the years.
That's right.
From 2008, which is nuts to think they're still making PS2 games in 2008.
Yeah.
The last one, which I got a hold of today, is Pro Evolution Soccer 2014.
Yes.
So in 2014, 12 years after the console came out, they made the last version of it for the PS2.
I think it is officially the last game released for the PlayStation 2.
Really?
The last sort of official game, I think, is that, I think. But it's funny because as much as I said that they started off very iterative, with Deluxe being a very quick and iterative update on ISS. The PS2 games, every game felt like an iteration. Every single one just looked identical. I mean, there were some changes because they were starting to... The FIFA and Pro Evo rivalry was pretty close, and the FIFA series started to pull away, perhaps because they didn't have comedy names for all the players. And as weird as it is, because I mean, I can't I can never remember which way around it is. It's empathise, isn't it? I can't empathise with casual game fans, but I can understand them. I can sympathise. I understand that as a casual fan, you want to pick up and play a football game where the players look a bit and have the same names as the players that you like in your team.
Yeah.
Or your English team.
And the team is named correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. But the early FIFA games weren't a patch on those early.
They're dreadful.
Yeah, they are really
The first
cool.
versions of them are isometric.
Yeah.
Fully diagonal isometric, which doesn't suit football at all. I always thought they were awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really played them, ever. I think I played the very first one and thought, this is awful, I'm not going to bother. And then played ISS, and that was it. I sort of nailed that flag to my mast forevermore.
I genuinely believe that is a thing that happens. I think if you like video games, then you will enjoy International Superstar Soccer and that series more than you enjoy FIFA.
Yeah.
These older, our retro era of games, it changes as they go on. But yeah, I just think that the playability and the sort of the gaminess of them is much, much better than it is in the FIFA games. But the FIFA games have real team names, real stadiums, real players.
Yeah.
And the casual fans just going to pick it up and love it, and they're not going to care that the speed's all wrong and the passing goes to feet every single time, and every shot's a screamer. They don't care. I just had a quick look at my games list. I still own FIFA Soccer 96, which was the first game I got on my PlayStation.
Oh, wow.
So when I traded it in, I traded in my SNES and all the brilliant games I had for my PlayStation, and FIFA Soccer 96 and Urban Strike.
No, it's Nuclear Strike.
Nuclear Strike.
Urban Strike's on the Mega Drive.
Yeah. That felt like a mistake for quite some time.
You couldn't have picked two worse games, could you?
I didn't choose them. They were the bundle.
Oh, okay.
A lot of them came with Loaded, which I thought looked awful. So it might be brilliant. I genuinely haven't played it. At that point in my life, I went on the way it looked, and I think I was more intrigued by Nuclear Strikes than anything else. And to be fair, the presentation on Nuclear Strike is great. It's just the game doesn't play as well.
Yeah, still never played it.
No, well, I won't now because I'm loyal to our friend
Mr. Posehn.
Mike. Cheers to you, mate. I know you're not listening, but cheers to you anyway. Yeah, but I got FIFA Soccer 96 and I never liked it then, but I still own it.
Yeah.
I don't have Nuclear Strike still, interestingly. I wonder if that was worth a bit more on a trade-in, because the FIFA games are like famously worth nothing.
Yeah.
As soon as you own them, it's like I reckon that's the only thing in the world that depreciates faster than a car.
Yeah. 99% depreciation by the time you've got it home.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think of it in a similar way as I do the Street Fighter Mortal Kombat thing.
Yes.
You're either one or the other.
Yeah.
And if you're a Street Fighter fan, you're right. And if you're a Pro Evo fan, you're right.
Point being, as much as I've played a good few of these games, I think I've played more on the PlayStation 2 ones than I have anything else. It is ISS Pro Evo 2, as it will always be and always is. I think it's perfection as a football game.
Yeah, I played it earlier today, and after playing from the SNES ones forward, they get more and more towards what you think of as Pro Evo.
Yeah.
And when you get to Pro Evo and ISS Pro Evo and ISS Pro Evo 2, then it's really okay, we're off. This is like the beginning of the proper Pro Evolution games.
Sorry, Dave, I'm going to have to stop you there, mate, because it is time for our FIFA-mandated hydration break.
Ah, fucking hell, not these.
Yeah, this is absolutely not an excuse for American TV to have more adverts. This is because of the heat and the humidity of maybe 20% of the games being played at the World Cup.
Yep. So who's sponsoring this one?
This one is sponsored by Difford's Guide. It 100% isn't, by the way. I always worry that there's some sort of legal thing that when we say we're sponsored by something, it actually has to be. We're not sponsored by Difford's Guide, but there's a fantastic website that you should go and have a look at if you like a drink. We've talked in various games in various ways about a similar idea where the Venn diagram of what a game does and what I like in a game crosses over perfectly. And ISS Pro Evo 2 is exactly that. There's just enough depth in the sort of, not even the manager mode because it's so basic, to keep me interested. You know, the football is just realistic enough without being
A
fucking
sim.
boring. Yeah, everything is, it's just perfect and just crosses over brilliantly.
Yeah, there's player transfers and contracts, but it's quite simplistic.
Well, yeah, but Pro Evo 2 doesn't have that. Pro Evo 2 is still Master League, which is basically you win points, and then once you've got enough points, you can buy any player you want. They've got no choice. It's basically a slave trade. I've got 50 points. Ronaldo, thank you very much. Over you come to West Ham in Division 2.
Is it called West Ham in that?
Well, it's called Westham, brilliantly. It's one word, which is a village just down the road from me.
In one of the games, they're called the Lake District for some reason. I don't know why.
Bob, Gemma's brother, lives in Westham.
Does he?
Yeah, just down the coast. Hi, Bob. I know you pretend to listen. I don't know if you're actually paying attention, but Bob and I played a fair bit of, I think there are a couple of the PS2 games back in the day. And there's certain things that stick in my head. Because I was like, I've never played these before. What are you talking about? And he's like, we played them a lot. But there's certain bits of commentary that come in and stick in your head. And you just go, I definitely played this. Yeah, and they're good fun. It's just I never took them away and went, I'm going to play Master League on that. I never did it. And I used to, well, I still do. I started playing Pro Evo 2 for this podcast, and I've played it tons. Absolutely tons. I mean, I wasn't very good for a little while. My muscle memory was perfect, but my ability to score goals certainly was not.
Yeah.
I know I've still got a memory card with my Pro Evo saves on it, which would have my formation and my players on it, but I started to try and set up my PlayStation 2. The SCART cables disappeared down the back of a cupboard, and I cannot be fucking bothered to move everything and get it out. I will, but it was just, I can just load an emulator. So I eventually got around to a formation that was pretty much, because I remembered what my formation was perfectly, but there's the level of detail that this game goes down to is you can put players in a position and then you can move them around within a zone that sort of dictates where that position can go. And I used to have a very specific setup I did with a 4-3-3 formation. And so I kind of remembered it in the end, and I got it, I think, but it's one of those things. And it's famous, the ISS Pro, I think perhaps the whole ISS and the Pro Evolution series are famous for Master League and finding those like hidden gem players, because you get so few points. I think it's 2 points for winning a game and then an additional point for every goal you win by.
Right.
Certainly in Pro Evo 2. So if you win a game 3-0, you get 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
The cheapest player worth owning is going to be 24 points. So it's not quick.
Yeah, I was playing the PlayStation 2 Pro Evo 3 earlier, and the inflation's obviously kicked in because it's like 5,000 for a cheap player.
Yes.
And then you have their per match wages as well.
Yeah. I think the shit players tend to be in the teens, and Brazilian Ronaldo, who was the best player in the game, is 50 points. And that's the range you're going for. So when you get to 20, 25 points if you're winning reasonably quickly, and that's when you start looking for players. And there are people who hopefully listen to this, and when I say the name Babangida, there's people going, oh, the legend. 24 points, the Nigerian right winger Babangida. He's an absolute Pro Evo legend. He is absolute gold. I bought him the last bunch of games I was playing, and I won my next game. I think it was 4-1 or 4-0, and he scored every goal. It's just like completely transforms your game. It is brilliant, and that's the stuff you love in this. It's like finding those players and putting them in there. People get misty-eyed about them. I think I read quite recently an article that was, the Pro Evo hidden super character type people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like people like Harry Kewell, I think, was in the 20s.
Harry Kewell's a very fast winger, so he can bomb it down the sides.
But I was saying the West Ham team in this game, mate.
Yeah.
In Pro Evo 2, Paolo Di Canio's in there, Paolo One-Chop.
Trevor Sinclair.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Honestly,
Joe Cole? Is it too early for Joe Cole?
No, Joe Cole, Lampard's
Frank
in there.
Lampard, yeah.
What? See, why didn't you win everything?
I know.
I don't get it.
I know. Because when you look at Manchester United at the same time,
yeah,
Beckham, Scholes, Giggs.
when you play as West Ham, all those good players disappear.
Yeah, you get a select group of players, don't you? That is the same group of players in every version of the game, even up to the current version. Because I put it on earlier and I was looking at the team list. I thought, this is the exact same team list that's been there for like 25 years.
That's amazing. I love that. If you play this game on my recommendation that it's the greatest football game ever made, then you will be amazed to see that basically the teams that are represented are big teams in Europe at the time and South America, but they're not got their real names. But there's, there is Man U, there is Arsenal. But point being, you might be surprised that in this sort of limited selection of European clubs that you get, I think there is 30 odd over the two leagues, just to pick a number out that sounds about right. You might be surprised that West Ham are there, but you look at that team and you will not be surprised that West Ham are there. Leeds as well.
Leeds were still good back then.
Yeah, Leeds are great back then. Some brilliant players, Viduka and Harry Kewell and Wayne Bridges. Yeah, great players, because this is sort of the level of football where a team is as good as its individual players. You pick the best 11 players in the game, and you're probably going to win every game if you could, statistically decide which they are. They don't particularly, need to work as a team in any particular formation. You just have to pick the players who are great at what you do. I always used to have stupid fast wingers.
I was going to say speed, generally speaking, is the defining thing that you need to go for.
Yeah.
If you've got a faster player, then you'll outrun people all the time.
There is another Nigerian player, Agahawa. I don't know if it's Julius Agahawa, the actual player, but he is only 20 points and he is quick. All these teams you had, and it wasn't just the few that I'd mentioned. There was more than that. There's more than all the international teams, dozens and dozens of teams. And I would literally click on one, cycle through the entire squad looking for stats that looked quite good and a point cost that looked cheap. Literally, like click, 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 click. Just, there was no your mates telling you. There was no looking it up in magazines, although I'm so sure some people did. There was absolutely no internet to look it up on. You just found them. And when you did, you were like, shit, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Yeah, it's like the early versions of Championship Manager. You'd have pages of just names of people.
No, it's exactly the same thing. We talked about that a lot in Championship Manager, and it's exactly the same thing, exactly the same joy, perhaps even easier to do, and it has that added benefit of once you've got that many points, you buy them. Doesn't matter where you are, who you are, whatever. They've got no choice. You pay your points, you take your player, and Also, Michael Owen is running down the wing for Division 2 team. 40 points, if I remember, Michael Owen. Yeah, and without his injury proneness that he had in real life.
Yeah.
Did you play in any version you played, either like recently or historically? Did you play much of the Master League, or did you play like 2-player or what?
I played a lot of the Master League of Pro Evo 3 because, like I said, that's the one I had, and I just started playing it again yesterday, and I'm about 7 or 8 games in, but I'm save state scumming my way through them. So at the start of every half, save it. If it doesn't go well, fuck it, load it. Until I've got some decent players, and then I can, start playing it properly. But that team you start with is just dog shit.
Oh, they're not dog shit.
They get pushed over by everybody. They're so weak.
They do fall over quite a lot. I used to always keep a couple of them in my team, even when my team was built of, the likes of Ronaldo and Michael Owen, Claudio Lopez, all these fucking remarkable. I always used to keep a couple of the original players on the bench. I used to keep, is it Castillo, the central striker? I used to like keeping him.
Yep.
Vorlander, the central defender, who's a monster, and he remains a monster. He's a monster at the beginning of the game, and he's a monster at the end of the game. I used to like him a lot. It's one of these games, and again, something we mentioned a lot. I've got an emotional reaction to it and attachment to it that goes beyond the game itself. It's all about, a time in my life and sort of taking you back, and it's a very nostalgic thing to talk about these games in general, but particularly Pro. I think the first one I've got a lot of nostalgia for, but I am grown up enough to realise that nostalgia is based around a game that isn't very good to play anymore. But Pro Evo 2 my nostalgia exists and the game is still an awful lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
Which is always a lovely thing when that happens.
Yeah, for me, it's Pro Evo 3. I played ISS and ISS Deluxe on the SNES, and then I possibly played Pro Evo around yours.
Yeah.
But it was one of those where if you don't have it yourself and the time to sit and get used to it and learn it and figure it out, it's never a fun time.
No.
When I got the PS2, I got Pro Evo 3. I don't know why. I think I just wanted a football game.
I mean, when these consoles come out, there weren't much to play, was there?
Well, I didn't get mine for quite a while.
Right.
I picked and chose what I bought quite well, like things like Vice City.
Yes.
The Tenchu game that came out on the PS2. I had a fair amount, but yeah, it was never the scattergun approach of, oh, let's buy everything that's come out so far that's any good. I really specifically picked and chose what I bought.
Yeah.
Because I had a PC already, I was really buying games that I couldn't get on the PC or that were completely different from the PC. So more sort of arcade-based stuff, like a football game.
I remember wanting a good football game when I got a PS2 because Virtua Striker wasn't very good in the Dreamcast, basically.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't very good. It was, it just wasn't great. By the time the PlayStation 2 come around, I think I was ready for a proper in inverted commas football game. But
yeah, there's a slot, isn't there? There's a slot available for at any one time for a beat 'em up, a football game, and various others depending on what your preferences are.
Absolutely. You got any players you remember particularly enjoying in these games?
Andriy Shevchenko.
Oh,
top of the list.
Monster player. Absolute
top of the list. Nesta, Italian defender.
Yes, I used to play Nesta and Cannavaro at the back.
Yeah, in the buy earlier. Oh, Samuel Eto'o. Do you remember him? He was good, really quick.
I don't think I ever played him.
Yeah, he's one of those, like you were saying about sort of good players that are cheaper than like the best, but a good choice when you've not got much money. I bought him earlier today as the first player that I bought in my Master League team. I'm assuming it was a new thing in Pro Evo 3, but there were like legend characters, like people like Pele, George Best.
Oh, yeah.
You could get like retired and well, dead people, I guess, as well.
No, I'm pretty sure that wasn't in Pro Evo 2.
Yeah. I can't remember if that's in Pro Evo 3. That may even be in a later one. Pro Evo 4, they started to add in player development as well.
Yeah.
So if you bought really, really young players, over time they would improve massively and get really ridiculously good.
I do remember enjoying that in the whatever PlayStation 2 version I played. I do think that was one of my favourite elements of it.
Yeah.
You could basically assign points to players, couldn't you? In typical RPG style, you could develop players in key areas. Yeah, I definitely remember enjoying that aspect of them. I think Roberto Carlos was obviously a good one to have.
Yes, with his unique free kick animation.
Yeah.
His ridiculously long tippy toe run up that he used to do. There's a player made famous by one kick of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, and he entirely meant it as well.
He'd done it before. We're talking about Roberto Carlos's free kick from like the halfway line, which curved about 45, 50 degrees before it went in. That was in Le Tournoi in 98.
It was, yeah. Who did you have in goal when you played? Who did you like to choose in goal in these games?
I honestly can't remember. I can't picture it off the top of my head at all. I think I probably stuck with the guy you get at the start of the game and never bothered to change it.
He's dog shit. They're both dog shit.
The outfield players were so good by the time you've started to get a full team. It doesn't matter who's in goal.
It was always like the last player I bought. I remember that. It's just because you had the points building up and you're just like, I might as well fucking buy a goalkeeper then.
Yeah.
But you got to the point, didn't you? You had basically two players in every position.
Yeah.
And some of those players could play in 2 or 3 positions. So you basically didn't matter who got injured, who got sent off, who wasn't in good form when you started the game. These are things we should probably talk about separately and will in a sec. But yeah, the goalkeeper is just like, it doesn't matter. You just play, you get a decent set of strikers and wingers and you win 7-6 if you have to.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think Oliver Kahn was my go-to goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He was very good. Let's talk a bit more about what I just mentioned. So it had the structure of a proper football game. There were arcadey things about it, a bit. The players were the difference in pace was exaggerated. Some of the jumps for headers and things just seemed massive. But generally speaking, the tone is realistic. I am, as I said I would at the start, talking about ISS Pro Evo 2.
But also you could apply that to pretty much all of the other games.
Yeah. No,
even going back to the start.
No, that is absolutely fair. But in I think Pro Evo, definitely in Pro Evo 2 for sure, when you see your team before a game, that it shows their form. I think do you know what? I've never actually known, but I've always thought it was form. The arrow.
Yes.
It's form, right?
Yeah, they're either in good condition or bad.
Yeah, that arrow, it bears no relation. You could have a player who scores 7 goals and you take him off at half time to preserve him, and at the beginning of the next game he will be like grey down arrow, absolute turd condition. It's completely random as far as I can tell.
It is utterly random.
Yeah.
I played a game earlier I don't know if it was the original or in ISS Deluxe, and I had 6 players, because back then, because it's bright graphics, large icons and things on the SNES, you've basically got like a smiley face with a spectrum of, good to bad.
Yeah.
And I had 6 that were like not the lowest, but unhappy.
Yeah.
I thought, shit, there's no way I can even substitute to get round all that. I'll just play it. But it does have a bearing. They're visibly tired when they're running around the pitch, whereas every other player will just be running around and getting into the positions and everything. A knackered player is visibly knackered.
Yeah.
And I've always loved that.
They are, I think, throughout the series, they're off the ball when the computer is controlling them. Actions just come across as slower and laboured, and on the earlier ones, which are a tad cartoony, they will sit and with their arms on their knees and things, wouldn't they? They will sort of actually hunch over and appear tired, and especially towards the end of the game when you need to be subbing them off.
Yeah, but it's a great visual indicator as well.
Oh yes, fantastic, yeah.
I mean, without having like an energy bar or some silly thing like that, it's a great way to say, oh, he's knackered, he needs to come off.
Yeah, and for all the improvements that the Pro Evo games have, until you press pause and look at the list of player names, there's no way of knowing. You can wonder why that geezer didn't chase that through ball, and it might be because he's tired, but it might be because it was a shit through ball, you don't know.
Yeah.
Talking of the through ball, the single greatest implementation of something in a football game ever, because before that, football games were fucking annoying.
One of the things I did as I was playing through every version of these games was note the point at which the through ball started to exist, because from then on, it gets so much more fun to play.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. And was it Pro Evo on the PlayStation 1?
I think so, yes.
I think it was that or ISS Pro 98 as one of those two.
The other big thing that I noted was when you're running along the wing and you want to cross the ball in.
Yeah.
If you just press the high pass button in modern games, your player will cross it nicely. Back in the early days, he kicks it straight off the pitch for a goal kick, unless you think to hold up first. Ask me how I know.
I noted 4 things that I think separate the line between old, interesting, maybe fun, but not that enjoyable to play anymore football games.
Yeah.
And the rest that you can still, no matter how old they are, go back and play and enjoy. And through ball is definitely one. Crossing when you're down the wings automatically, definitely one.
Yeah.
Holding a button to chase the ball rather than having
pressure. Yes.
My God, trying to play a football game without that is so fucking annoying.
Trying to tackle anybody in the original, the first game, is a fucking nightmare. You lose the ball so often and so quickly and so easily.
Yeah.
But to get it back is an absolute, it's like a fruit machine. There's some random combination of stars aligning and buttons you might have pressed or not pressed.
Yeah.
And you might actually get the ball back.
Whether it's high tide or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the final thing is, obviously nobody in their right mind plays manual goalkeeper, but even when it's automatic goalkeeper, pressing Y for the keeper to run out and attack the ball.
Yeah.
It's just those 4 things. If a game has those, it could have been made in 1982 and it would be fantastic. International Superstar Soccer Pro 97 on the PlayStation was the first to have a dedicated through ball button, and from that point onwards it was triangle button, and it was triangle button now in eFootball and probably in FIFA as well.
I'd imagine so.
So yeah, it was a game changer. So yeah, ISS Pro, which was 2 games before Pro Evo 2.
Well, hang on, stop. Hydration break.
Oh, it's interesting because I was so thirsty.
Yeah, me too. It's about 12 degrees.
Yeah.
And I desperately need something to drink. And what better to drink than Budweiser, the king of piss? Talk to me, Dave, about the FIFA World Cup. I have a theory.
Do you?
About who's going to win the World Cup.
Oh, go on. So,
do you know what my prediction to win the World Cup is?
Yeah.
The USA.
Ooh, why?
Because they're going to fucking fix it somehow. I guarantee. It's going to be like when Kim Jong-un plays golf and gets a hole-in-one on every hole. There is going to be shenanigans at this World Cup. Mark my words.
It's almost like you're saying that the Federation Internationale Football Authority, or whatever the fuck FIFA stands for, is somehow run by corrupt people, mate.
I didn't actually say that.
I hope you did.
But I was heavily implying it. Yeah. A football organisation run by criminals hosting a competition in a country run by criminals.
And we're talking about the United States of America, not South America or Canada.
That is not going to be a fair tournament. I guarantee it. And I genuinely do think that England can win it.
As much as I am English, and I always support the English football team because, you know, partisanship is a real thing. I don't associate myself with the other fucking wankers out there who weaponize their nationality. They can all fuck off. I'm with you. I think the fact that we've got a manager who is brave enough to not pick the big names is something that I have been asking for a very, 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 very long time. I was negative about Mr. Tuchel when he first got the job. It may even be on the record in a previous episode, but he's making calls that no other manager would. I still believe that even as we could win the World Cup, and by the time the next Euros come round, he will have fallen out with the entire team, because that's his MO. That's what he does. He turns up, he wins stuff, he falls out with everybody, and he fucks off somewhere else. That's what he's done his entire career, and it will happen with us. But if the price of that is winning the World Cup once, yes,
I'll take that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I still think he should have taken Cole Palmer.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one.
Yep.
Cole Palmer's a good player. I think he should be there.
So let's do it as a cocktail mode prediction, because I like where you're going with this anyway. So we are saying that the 2 semi-finals are the United States versus the Netherlands and Brazil versus England.
Ooh, tasty.
And you are predicting that the United States will beat the Netherlands.
Yep. By hook or by crook?
By crook being the So I will predict that England will beat Brazil. So you've got a USA-England final.
Oh. It's War of Independence 2?
Independence Day 2. Oh no, we've already had an Independence Day 2. Independence Day 3.
Yeah. Oh, that was shit.
Home advantage. God, Independence Day was awful, but Independence Day 2 was absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, who's going to win? USA and England. Does your conspiracy take it so far that the weight of America's pocketbook and FIFA's corruption undoes 60 years of hurt?
I'm sticking to it.
Oh!
I'm sticking to the USA are going to win the World Cup.
Sounds like I'm going for England then, doesn't it?
Something will happen. Something somewhere will happen to make them win the World Cup.
You heard it here first. So there you go. We did some World Cup stuff, mate. You happy now?
Yes.
I don't don't know what else we're going to talk about, mate.
It might be worth spending a few minutes on the current iteration eFootball.
Yeah, it changed, didn't it? Relatively recently, like 3 or 4 years ago, it changed from Pro Evo to eFootball.
Yes, 2021 was the initial launch of this, and it was the worst reviewed game of that year.
Wow.
I was reading up on it earlier today. It was an utter shit show when it first came out. It's obviously gone through 5 years of development to get to this point it's in now.
Yeah.
But I played it earlier today, and it is just a minefield of microtransaction bullshit. It's just, you want a player? Oh, you got to buy some points. You want some new shoes? You have to buy it with points. Everything is available to buy, but it's not aimed at a single player experience.
No.
But they could at least make like an offline version of it that just disables all the shit. It's just... The game itself is actually quite good and quite competent. There's a lot of really cool features in there.
Yeah. I find this is my frustration with that free to play and games as a service in general, is there is quite often, I believe, a very good game. And so to see a game that has clearly got the mechanics of a brilliant game, but instead of implementing those mechanics, it puts in paywalls, gacha mechanics. It's just really, it's like you can see the game underneath the bullshit. You can touch it. You can sense it's there.
If you could remove it from the shit it's surrounded by.
It's very, very frustrating. Very recently, I talked about risk versus reward being the key thing of any game. And to me, I think if a game has risk versus reward balanced right, it's going to be a fun game. These games don't have risk versus reward. They have cash versus reward.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's just bullshit. It's just absolute bollocks. Replacing gameplay mechanics with transactions, that's not good. It's just not good. There is no way that is good for anyone except EA or Konami. It doesn't benefit anybody except them. Your favourite thing in any ISS game?
Oh, I've got this instantly.
Okay.
In Pro Evolution 3 on the PS2, I had Rivaldo. Remember him?
Yes.
Brilliant player. Absolutely fantastic Brazilian midfielder. And I once scored from the halfway line with him. Can't remember the ins and outs of it, if the keeper's off his line or whatever happened, but I can remember doing it. I'm pretty sure I've got it on a saved replay on a PS2 memory card somewhere.
Oh, I love that. That's
if I could dig that out, I'll try and find it. But yeah, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, that sort of thing that sticks with you.
Yeah, another thing that's just come to mind is the first time we ever played the original game, International Superstar Soccer. Can you remember the first goal you ever scored against me?
I'm going to suggest, because I think one of my favourite things. So International Superstar Soccer was such a video game version of football that there were sort of limited ways you could score, and you could score every single time in that way. So I remember specifically my mate Kevin used to score, so he'd get to a point on the edge of the box and he would curl the ball like almost away from the goal. So if he's on like the right hand side of the goal, he curls it out to the left so it goes into the top left hand corner at a very steep angle, and he'd get in that position and you had no defender near him and you're just like, you scored. Because that's how the game worked. It was quite basic. It was just like, I can't do anything about this. You know your goalkeeper's not going to save it. And that's my favourite way to score in ISS on the SNES was to, if you got free and run at the goalkeeper, do the like rainbow flick overhead thing over the goalkeeper as he slid out at your feet.
Yeah.
And if you normally had to be in line with the goal, so you could literally turn away and celebrate and then watch the ball trickle over the line. And sometimes you could do that, and if it wasn't going to make it, you just do a diving header and stack it into the back of the net. So was it that?
It wasn't that.
Oh, okay.
But that was probably the second goal you ever scored against me. No, the first goal you ever scored against me was like a goal line scramble, and you accidentally pressed the high pass button instead of the shoot button.
Right.
And your guy was directly under the crossbar, and the ball went straight up, planged off the crossbar, and somehow went in. And you sat there and went, I pressed the wrong fucking button. I'll never forget it.
Sort of my big memories of the game are that those early games, let's say playing around Kev's house with a bunch of other people, play a game, winner stays on.
Yeah.
And just loving it. And it was a little bit heartbreaking going back and playing it and not being able to enjoy it again, because I was far and away the best football game at the time. But it's just a few things. It is a few little quality of life things away from still being a good game. I recently bought from our friends at consolemad.co.uk, not affiliated or sponsored, but fucking great online retro game shop in the UK. I brought Raiden for the Atari Jaguar.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like shoot 'em ups and I like the Atari Jaguar.
Raiden or Raiden?
Who cares?
If it's a Japanese game, it's Raiden.
Okay, let's call it Raiden then. I guess it is because of Gaiden. Raiden.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes absolute sense. Very, very good. But I bought that, and then I was just to see what else was on the list of new stock they had. And they had ISS for the Game Boy Advance.
Ah.
And I haven't played it on my Game Boy Advance because for some reason, despite having a Game Boy here and a Game Boy Color here and all sorts of other shit knocking around, my Game Boy Advance is not one of the things I have easily to hand. So I had a look at it online. It looks great. It looks like the update of the original ISS that I think we imagine. Do you know what I mean? The way we imagine it plays. I think it's that. I really want to give it a proper go because I think it might be this thing. It might be this mythical brain creation that we've both got of a game that plays really well and looks like ISS, because it does look great. And for a Game Boy Advance game, it's got like commentary. Oh, we should talk about commentary. We haven't talked about commentary. Let's come back to that. But it's got commentary and it's got, it looks similar to the ISS games. It's really smooth, really quick by the looks of it. I really need to give it a proper go. It was like £4. I bought it on an absolute whim because we had this episode coming up.
Yeah.
And having researched it after the fact, it looks really, really good. So I will give that a chance. There have been a few handheld versions of ISS over the years. I've not played any of them. I think there's ISS games on the original Game Boy.
Wow, that would be great.
I was having a drink then. I've noticed that we quite often say, and it quite often makes the edit, we quite often go, I'll report back and tell you what that was like, and we never, ever, ever do. So I'm not going to promise to do that.
Oh, I'll tell you what I did download and play a bit of.
What's that?
Nitro Stunt Racer.
Oh, yes, from the Stunt Car Racer episode.
Yeah, because it's an abandonware thing.
Yeah.
And you can't validate it or whatever. You're stuck to like the demo track.
Okay.
But it's very good.
Yeah.
Quite enjoyable, yeah. It's got a bit of Stunt Car Racer to it, definitely.
Yeah.
And you can use your boost while you're in the air to give you a bit of a Rocket League-esque flight. Not to that degree. Yeah. But yeah, if you take off a ramp and keep the turbo button held, you'll definitely go a lot further than you would if you just let it go. But no, it's quite a good game.
Because that was a thing in the PlayStation 2 version, the video, 100%, it looked like that was something you could do.
Yeah.
The cancelled PS2 version. Stunt Car Racer Pro, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. I might have a look at that. I wonder, somebody, I guess the problem is saying somebody must have cracked it. Maybe nobody's interested enough to crack it.
I don't know. I didn't go down that route.
No, I think it might be worth looking. And don't normally like talking about this sort of thing, but it's abandonware. So, if you're listening to us and you develop that game, get in touch. Tell us. Let us know. Oh, and just as we were getting into the flow, it's time for another hydration break. This one is sponsored by Console Mad, the best place to buy your games on the website. I know this is a joke thing, but genuinely true. If you're looking for retro games in the UK, Console Mad is the place to go. You know what the best thing about Console Mad is that when you get your email saying our new stock is this, you don't have to bother going on eBay and checking that the price is right. You don't have to make sure you're not going to overpay for anything, because John, the guy who runs it, his prices are bang on every single time.
These are supposed to be joke adverts, not real adverts, you twat.
I know. But I couldn't help it.
You got caught up in the whole thing.
I did, yeah. But fuck it, let's do it.
Imagine what it would be like if they were actually paying us.
You mentioned save stating before. when you were playing through it. And, you know, quite often I prefer a fair amount of judgment about such things. But not only am I now a hypocrite after following the Stunt Car Racer episode where I had to record the video, but also the way you save games in ISS Pro Evo 2 is so fucking archaic. It's just, honestly, it's almost bizarre. It's so complicated.
Right.
You set your team up, right, and you go, I don't want to, the next time I load the game, have to move all those players around and choose my formation again, so I'll save that. So you have to copy that information to like an available bank of information, and then go to the memory card manager and save that bank of information to the memory card. And then when you save your game, it's a whole different way of saving. You know, I said those 4 things that I mentioned previously were the quality of life things that would make any game worth playing. Jesus, a quick save, my God. It's so bizarre. And then when you're playing a game and then you've done that as player 1, and then you start a game where you are on the other, so you're starting at the other end of the pitch and you play it 2, you have to go and copy that information onto the player 2 side of the thing. It's just bizarrely archaic. It's like managing an Excel spreadsheet. It's just fucking weird.
The way that saves used to work on the early consoles is quite funny sometimes.
Yeah, it was always good. I remember on the PlayStation when a game had a built-in memory card manager, it was like an absolute godsend.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it was just like, there's not enough memory on this memory card. You'd have to turn the game off, reload the whole fucking thing, go into it, and all that shit.
I can remember as well having games that took up an entire memory card.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Oh, you just spent 40 quid on this game, and you need to spend another 20 quid to buy another memory card.
Yeah.
Because unless you just happen to have one sitting around that's got nothing on it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, isn't it? It is the whole memory card thing now. I mean, especially I think it's difficult because I literally have been given them for free at boot sales before.
Yeah.
Literally, like go to a thing and, you know, this guy got a stack of PlayStation 1 memory cards in a box, and I buy a game and he's like, do you want a memory card to go with it? It's like,
yes, I do.
I think they were 15, 20 quid each, a memory card at the time.
Yeah, 20 quid when they first came out.
They weren't cheap. That's half a game, a third of a game, but somewhere around there. But yeah, crazy. And you know, and then we got the VMU in all its supposed glory. I will not have a bad word said about it.
No, it's an amazing thing. Music.
I mean, there is music.
It's pointless talking about it.
Yeah. We talk about commentary. The commentary is awful.
Oh, okay. Commentary. Yes, there was commentary.
There was commentary. It's terrible. And the guy who does the commentary is a name I've never heard of before in my life.
But he has Trevor Brooking with him for like 8 games.
It's terrible.
It is bad.
And I think there's a lot of shit spoken about old commentary in computer games, and some of it's just nonsense. It's fucking awful. And I tell you what was like the only thing that was worse but somehow better in kind of a Resident Evil way. On what was the first thing called? Goalstorm.
Yes.
When you take a shot, like you've got a 90% chance of whenever you take a shot, the commentator going, "It's a rocket." He's got about 7 or 8 different inflections. You just take a shot. It's a rocket. It's a rocket. It's a rocket. It's a rocket. It's absolutely hilarious. Which I did look for something related to that for my cocktail. Couldn't find anything.
Fair enough. When I was playing Pro Evo 3 earlier, it's actually got a lot of built-in commentary for a lot of the players' names.
Oh, yeah.
But not everybody. So you'll be playing a game and it's rudimentary commentary at best because it just basically says the player's name half the time.
Yeah.
Or it'll be in the middle of saying something and a goal will happen and it's still talking about the last thing that was on. But I was playing a game, it'd be like number 9, number 7, Ronaldo. It's just random. It's so weird.
If I remember right, the PS2 games had none of the Dutch player names.
Yes, they're oranges.
Oranges, yeah. Oranges,
Oranges
like
25.
It's just fucking
Yeah.
bizarre.
But the thing is, that still goes on. The latest versions of Football Manager don't have the German national team.
Really?
Yeah, there's still some sort of licensing thing where they just don't have it.
The brilliant thing was, with it being that sort of cusp of the internet era, there were people selling memory cards online for Pro Evo that basically contained with all the team names and player names changed.
Yep.
So somebody had gone through and flogging them on eBay, early eBay. If you're not lucky enough to remember, you could buy something and then send the person a check and then wait for them to send you the thing back in the post. Or cash if you really wanted to fucking throw your money down the drain.
My housemate Marco got a memory card with Pro Evo 4 data on it.
Yeah.
And he'd buy a new one every year to update it to the latest squads.
Yeah, it's just a thing. That was a thing that happened. I love that shit. That's the shit you don't get anymore, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about cocktails, shall we?
Let's.
What did you find to go along with? And somewhere along the line, the Pro Evolution series features the greatest football game ever made. Whichever one you choose to believe is the greatest football game ever made, you're probably right. So what did you get, Dave? What did you come up with?
Right, so I've gone down the route more of the World Cup rather than this game.
Nice.
And given my uncharacteristic conspiracy view of what could potentially happen at this year's World Cup,
Yeah.
I found a cocktail called the International Incident, which is what will ensue if the USA somehow fix the World Cup. I really hope they don't, but I can see it happening. I really can. It wouldn't surprise me.
This is some dark web shit going on.
The other reason I picked this out is because it sounds quite pleasant. It's almost a White Russian.
Oh.
It's 30 ml of Baileys or Irish cream liqueur, 15 ml of vodka, 15 ml of amaretto, 15 ml of Kahlua, and 15 ml of a hazelnut liqueur. So it's going to be a milky, creamy,
Yeah, very.
quite strong tasting drink. Served in martini glass. Looks all right. Definitely give one of those a go. No history. Nothing about
Not a fucking word.
No history of any kind. It's a Difford's cocktail. It's not a community one's.
Huh.
There's just no information about it, unfortunately.
Never mind, eh?
Yeah, no, nothing more. Nothing more to say about that.
I didn't think you liked Baileys, mate.
I don't like Baileys, but mix in the amaretto, the Kahlua, that wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. It wouldn't be too far removed from what I already like in a White Russian, I think.
I think you're probably right.
I mean, there's no actual milk in there. It's all just
Yeah.
spirit, liqueurs, whatever. But no, I'd definitely have a go at that.
It's it doesn't sound like my cup of tea.
No, you're not into that sort of creamy cocktail, are you?
No, I don't like cream generally, even without alcohol to fix it.
Yeah. No, fair enough. To each his own.
Indeed.
Alternatively, depending on how we want to edit this all together, the cocktail I've gone for, based on the World Cup and England's performance, is the Optimist. Because I am optimistic that England can and will win the World Cup.
I think that's lovely, and I think it doesn't matter about editing. We'll give you both, mate. I'd like to hear about this. We'll let you have whether England win the World Cup or not. Your optimism was not a part of that. We are not megalomaniacs on this podcast, but
on this occasion.
Well, yeah. I'm interested to hear what's in the Optimist.
The Optimist sounds quite nice, actually. It's 50 ml of light white rum,
Okay.
30 ml of sherry, 15 ml of lime juice, 15 ml of sugar syrup, and 2 dashes of your favourite Peychaud's bitters.
That does sound nice.
So this was one of those, we've had it before, the Bacardi Legacy cocktails.
Yeah.
Created in 2014 by a guy called Roman Fulton at the Artesian Bar in London.
Nice. That does sound nice.
That does sound quite pleasant, actually. A sherry makes anything nice.
Yeah, well, I'm not a huge fan, but in a cocktail, it does tend to sort of do the same job as a vermouth, really.
Yeah.
Of those two, that is definitely the one I would go for.
Yeah.
100% all day long. That sounds very lovely.
I'd try them both.
We know you would, Dave. We know you would give them both a go. Everybody knows, Dave. Everybody knows.
It's served in a flute glass. Somebody's left a comment on there saying, what's the reason for this being in a flute? And Simon Difford responded and said, that's a question for Roman Fulton.
Love it. That's great. No, that sounds really, really nice.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'll have that one over the other one. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, the other one sounds like something Gemma might like if she ever could handle. So Gemma, my wife, is such a lightweight that she has a drink, passes through drunk in about 56 seconds and goes straight to hangover. So it's literally drink, and before she's finished a glass of mead, she's already got a headache.
Wow.
Yeah, really, really shit at drinking, my beautiful, adoring wife. However, I think she'd really like that if she could rouse herself to give it a go. That first one, the one with the Baileys, because she likes the Baileys.
So what did you go for? You spent ages looking for this, apparently.
I did. We're going to break that fourth wall again. I forgot again. Sub story. I'm really fucking busy in my life at the minute. I'm busy at work. I'm busy at home. I'm really looking forward to recording today because we had to skip last week, and hopefully it's come across how much I love this game and all that. And we started recording, and I went, fuck, I forgot to choose a cocktail. So against my own rule, I have not tried this cocktail, and I'm not even in a position where I normally am, where I can put something similar together, because one of the main ingredients is champagne. And you can't. I mean, yes, you can replace champagne with Cava or the other one. What's the other one called? Prosecco. But I don't have any of those, and I did have a really nice bottle of champagne I was using for cocktails, but just finished it. So it's missing. So I haven't tried this, but it does sound very, very nice and quite interesting. And this is called, for my friend, Mr. Babangida, this is the Nigerian Prince.
Nice.
This is 2 ounces of rye whiskey, 1 ounce of champagne, half an ounce of simple syrup, and half an ounce sweet vermouth with 3 dashes of, original recipe states, Odoguwu bitters, which is a Nigerian bitter, but you can use Angostura as a replacement because it is a herby style of bitter. And then some lemon peel espressed over the top and then dumped in it for garnish. And as you can imagine, you basically stir everything that isn't fizzy together until it's very, very cold. Put it in a glass and top it up with the champagne. And it just sounds lovely. I think the idea of, I've never heard of a whiskey and champagne cocktail before, and it just sounds very intriguing to me.
Champagne is an odd one to add in.
It is, yeah.
We've had it before in something else, didn't we?
Normally, like the champagne in cocktails, there's famously the French 75 and stuff like that, but it tends to be with stuff like gin and Bacardi and clear spirit. So adding it to whiskey, I'm quite intrigued by. And the other stuff, the simple syrup and the sweet vermouth, these are all things, classic cocktail ingredients. It's really, all those are there to do is sort of round off the flavours of the rest of it and just give it some balance. But rye whiskey and champagne, I'm very intrigued by. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, I googled while we were recording. I found the Nigerian Prince shortly after I mentioned Babangida for the first time. I love that guy, absolutely love him. He's a legend of the game to me. I don't know. Let's have a quick look, shall we? See what he came to. I assume he was a real person.
Of course he was.
I should state, actually, before we get too distracted, this is for the second time in a row, a cocktail that I found because of Reddit and the R Cocktails subreddit. And it's just mentioned a couple of times in sort of passing by people, and our AI overlords have put together the details of that into a recipe for me. But Reddit is a thing. For all its faults, it does seem to still, to this day, keep hold of information. Like my game list that was, from my main days over 20 years ago, the Reddit result is still the first result that comes up if you Google MAME hidden gems. It does seem to be a good place for scraping information out of Reddit, even though that information is not always reliable.
I think it rates quite highly in search engine optimization.
Yes, I think you're probably
because of
right.
the vast amount of stuff that's there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What are we doing next time, Dave?
I think you stated at some point in one of our episodes that the entire reason this podcast exists is because of the game The Great 1000 Miles Rally, otherwise known as Mille Miglia.
Yes.
And I'll leave you to explain why, because I've forgotten the reasoning behind it.
I think we should probably save it for the episode because it's quite long-winded.
Oh, okay.
But yes, the Great 1000 Miles Rally. If I had never played that game, I wouldn't be sat here, 20 years later? It's that butterfly effect thing. Because that game happened to be the first on that list of that main cabinet that I found the key combination to bring the list of games up on. That's genuinely why, if you are listening to this podcast, why you're listening to this podcast. No, I like it. Obviously, I love that game. It means... one of those, it does mean a fair bit to me. For probably one of the most recent games that I've played that has had like an emotional effect on me.
Yeah.
I mean,
nice.
As much as it's old, I played it for the first time 15 years ago, and it genuinely evokes an emotion in me, which is something rarer and rarer these days, it has to be said.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's next time here on Cocktail Mode, where gaming and alcohol are in our blood. I just wanted to say something to you, Dave, and in front of our listeners. Dave is really keen that we don't get too negative on this podcast, and I want to thank you for it, Dave, because I can get whingy with the best of them. I really can. And I really appreciate it, mate, and I'm sure our listeners do too. So we're all going to raise a glass to you. Cheers, Dave.
Cheers.